Hi, gang, it's Adam.
And Patrick.
Coming up on today's episode, we give an update on our upcoming trip to Orlando for GayDayS, cover the latest Disney news, and share our tips for beating the heat when visiting Walt Disney World. As always, we close out the show with some quick D. All that and more on today's episode of Gays Do the D.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Patrick John Kozicki.
Oh, it's so sensible.
Yeah, it's just like a reasonable
I like it.
middle name choice for you this week.
How's it going, Adam Anastasia Hummel? It's very specific.
I feel regal.
Anastasia.
I feel like a lost Tsarina.
Stasi if you're nasty. I like it.
Yeah. How has your week been, my friend?
It has been a whirlwind of a week. I'm not going to lie to you.
Has it? Tell me all about it.
Listen, I got measured for my very first custom suit yesterday.
Oh my gosh. For GayDayS?
know.
Is it for GayDayS?
Yeah, I'm going to wear a wool suit, a red wool suit for GayDayS. No, my sister-in-law is getting married in September.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I also have the CF Gala coming up in November, and I need a new suit.
CF Gala, you say?
Cystic fibrosis.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man. I've been wearing the same suit 2 years in a row, and what is this, prison?
Yeah.
I needed a new suit.
Good point.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I did that. I went to the Disney store, of course.
Yeah. Is that where you got the suit?
Yes, I've got a Disney suit.
It's a Stitch-themed suit.
Yeah, it is. Diz Threads. We're starting now.
Actually, I think that would be very successful. No one else steal it. Diz Threads is ours.
It's happening.
Yep.
And then I came home, which is always a good thing.
Okay, yeah.
To a package with something I forgot that I ordered.
Oh, what's that?
Apparently, I drink and order from Disney.
Okay.
I got the rainbow Mickey Mouse ears.
Such a sensible purchase.
I love
Those are
them.
fabulous.
I love them so much.
Yeah.
I posted a picture of them on my Insta story. I love them.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Can you imagine how they're going to sparkle in the Florida sun in August?
I can't even imagine.
Blinding people as you stroll around World Showcase.
Well, that happens naturally.
Sure.
Well, how about you? What was your week like?
It was good.
Great. Great. Should I ask how Penny's week was like? Is that what I...
No. I'm kind of on lockdown right now because Matthew is in rehearsals for a Fringe show.
Oh.
The Minnesota Fringe Festival's coming up.
Of course it is.
And so I'm kind of homebound, taking care of Penny and watching movies and Netflix, and it's actually kind of awesome.
You know that Penny is a dog, right? And not an elderly woman.
But she's a puppy. She's still a puppy.
No, I'm kidding.
So she needs attention.
Yeah, of course.
But she's getting there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. She's grown up.
Soon she can babysit all the kids in the park.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Just take them all to the dog park and Penny will wrangle them around. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Nobody give me a child ever.
Just random kids?
Yes.
This sounds like it might be a police issue.
I don't know how to raise children, obviously.
Hey, Penny, go wrangle those kids for me. Sounds normal.
Yeah. It's an everyday occurrence. So this morning, Adam,
yes,
I have to say, I had an exciting morning. I went to boxing, as per usual, in the morning, and then I rushed back, can I say this on the podcast? Took a whore's bath.
Okay. That's more than you usually do before a recording, so thank you.
It's more than I usually do in a week.
Great.
Let's be honest. And then I got to do a guest appearance on our friend's podcast, The Disney Buzz.
The Disney Buzz.
Yeah, with JT and Melanie. So I'm a little drunk right now because you're supposed to drink on that podcast.
Oh, great.
They have a signature cocktail for every episode.
Yeah, what was the signature cocktail?
So we did a double feature review of 2 Jodie Foster movies.
Great.
So we, of course, drank Bananas Jodie Foster's.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was super funny. They're actually really delicious.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So we will be sure to let you know when their episode drops so you can listen to a little bit of a GDTD representation on the Disney Buzz.
I love it.
Thank you so much. And then if I may, Adam,
yes,
I want to do a little plug. We've talked about it on the podcast before. My niece on Dan's side of the family, Bailey, was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis a couple years ago. And so our family is heavily into sort of the philanthropy side of raising funds and awareness for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which you can find them online at cff.org. And every year, the Newman family holds a backyard barbecue to raise funds for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation called Bailey's Bash, super cute. It's like a little carnival in the backyard in Minnesota, and it is an opportunity for people to learn more about cystic fibrosis and, of course, to raise funds for cystic fibrosis. If you're not sure what it is, just super quickly, cystic fibrosis is a progressive genetic disease that affects the lungs and limits the ability to breathe over time, and more than 70,000 people worldwide have cystic fibrosis, with about 1,000 new cases diagnosed each year. But the good news is that medical advancements are happening so quickly that it is very possible that we can cure this within our lifetime.
Amazing.
Amazing. It just needs resources more than anything.
Sure.
So if you happen to be in Minnesota, or if you just want to go online and learn more about this event specifically, CF, or if you happen to want to donate to the cause, please head on over to finest.cff.org/Bailey's Bash 2019. There you're going to find a ton of information about our event specifically, about the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and opportunities to donate if you would like. So thank you in advance, and thank you, Adam, for letting me plug this very near and dear to my heart cause.
It's so important, of course.
Philanthropy is what we're all about. Disney is all about philanthropy, right?
Absolutely.
So we are just following in their footsteps, quite frankly.
And speaking of Disney and more selfish matters,
yes,
we have a trip coming up, Patrick.
We sure do.
In fact, we just received our magic bands this last week.
Oh, so exciting.
We are so close.
Oh, man.
To our August trip for GayDayS.
It's all happening. You're going to be there in 18 days.
That's right.
Amanda and Ben are going to be there in 19 days, and I'll be there in 20 days.
That's right.
You have a much longer trip than I do, and I'm mad at you.
Do I really?
No, actually, because you're leaving on Sunday, and I'm staying until Monday.
Yeah.
So joke's on you, Adam.
Yeah. Joke is on me.
Joke is on you. Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
What are you most excited about?
Meeting people, honestly. I hope we get to meet a ton of listeners or non-listeners and introduce them to the podcast while we're there.
I fully plan on ruining some people's vacations by just inserting myself deeply into their plans.
You've already done that to my vacation.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I just don't want to hang out with you anymore. So I'm going to leave you guys.
That's fine.
And hang out with other people.
This is a wonderful opportunity for both of us to just get rid of each other.
Just stop looking at each other. Our ATLDs are going to be there, so I'm just going to fully wreck their vacation.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so you're welcome in advance.
Great.
Also, it'll be collectively our first time hanging out with Ben and Amanda in Disney World.
I know. What's that going to be like?
I'm very excited.
Me too.
Seeing Ben smile is just a treat. That happens once a year. So it'll be a lot of fun.
For those of you that don't know, Amanda is a frequent contributor to the podcast. She comes on and does her segment Down the Rabbit Hole with Amanda.
Yes, a fan favorite, I have to say.
And Ben has been on once when they were both on talking about their trip to the Flower and Garden Festival.
And that was a real mistake.
It was a huge mistake to have both of them on. Absolutely.
Another exciting thing that's happening, Adam.
Yes.
That shook the world of annual pass holders.
Oh my.
Disney this week announced the dates for the annual pass holder preview of Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
And it just so happens that it's going to be the weekend that we're there.
Can you believe how that
I feel like Amanda and I were like, let's be witches and make sure that it happens. And it happened.
Yeah.
And then, so after they announced that, they gave a little teaser saying emails will go out soon.
Right.
What does soon mean?
Cryptic, Disney.
Rude. Mm-hmm. It was rude, frankly.
Yeah.
And so Amanda and I got together once again and said, let's be witches. We've done it once before. I think we can make our powers work again.
That's called Feruza bulking?
Yes.
When you do that.
We the crafted.
Yep. Yep.
The date for when the email came out. We were both literally were on Wednesday night going, I have a good feeling about Thursday. Let's make it happen. Lo and behold, Thursday morning, the email went out and everyone and their mother started posting on Instagram about it, me included.
You two need to be burned at a stake.
We did it. We made it happen.
Yeah.
We float like a duck, apparently. Isn't that witches float? Is that what it is? Or do they sink? I can't remember.
Float like a duck. I don't know, but I hope that's what it is.
Listeners, let us know. Which listeners, let us know.
I think witches sink. They probably sink.
That's probably true. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Amanda and I both got our opportunity to go into Galaxy's Edge. We're both going on Sunday.
Yes.
Amanda's going in at, I think, 8 a.m.
Okay.
And I'm going in at 11 a.m. So we will have an hour or two crossover time.
Yes.
Which is key, I think. We both wanted to see it together.
Yeah.
And Ben, of course, as well. So I'm super excited.
That's very, very exciting. I can't wait to hear all three of your impressions of the land. We're going to have to do a trip report and include them in that episode.
I think you're right. I think you're right. So if you are going to be in Galaxy's Edge as well during that time, let me know. I would love to snag an interview with you, maybe get some pictures and hang out a little bit. I need a friend, basically.
Yeah, you've ditched me already.
Sorry about it. Become an annual pass holder, Adam. What can I say? It's just that simple. So speaking of friends, actually, Adam,
Yeah.
we have 2 new Patreon members. They both joined on the same day, which is amazing. We have Kenny and Courtney now in our Patreon family.
I love an alliterative Patreon membership, joint membership.
Did you call each other before, Kenny and Courtney?
Yeah.
I think you might have. So thank you so much for becoming part of the Patreon family. It means the world to us. And along the Patreon lines, Adam, we got to send out our very first thank you gift to one of our donors. So I won't mention who we sent the gift to because I want to keep our donors anonymous in what they are giving us. But we got to send out our very first notebook at the $25 a month level. It's a super cute notebook.
It is GDTD themed.
It sure is.
It is adorable. Mm-hmm. And our patron, Zac Efron, is going to love it.
Is that who it is?
It's Zac Efron.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess anonymity is no longer part of what we do here. Mm-hmm. Great. Thanks, Zach.
We also have a new listener, Patrick.
We do.
Philip, who you can find on Instagram at Philtostes, I think is how you pronounce it. Yes. So welcome, Philip.
Hi.
And he actually responded to our segment last week where we gave our spoiler-free review of The Lion King.
Ooh.
And he says, does anybody know why Can You Feel the Love Tonight is sung during the day? Like, why? All you had to do was read the lyrics. Just another disappointment for this film.
Oh, funny. I didn't even think about that.
I love when a new listener just jumps right into the conversation like that. So thank you, Philip.
That's what we're all about. Thanks, Philip. We actually had quite a few listeners shout back at us for our Lion King review.
Shout. So angry.
They're very angry, our listeners. No, most of them actually agreed with us.
Okay.
Because we're very right all the time. Most of the time. Once in a while. We
are never right.
We get it near right once in a while. So here are a few more listener feedbacks of our Lion King review. Devin wrote us on Instagram, My Endless Waltz. How very dare you... That's my phrase. Devin, how very dare you,
You didn't
Devin.
take the time to trademark that. Anybody can use it.
Well, it's mine. So how very dare you, Devin. But Devin goes on to say, how very dare you not bring up the best part of The Lion King, Baby Pumbaa.
Oh,
Yeah. The rest of the movie, I agree, was a pretty solid meh, except for the very angry diva in me upset about Be Prepared.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
A lot of people were upset about Be Prepared. A lot of people were unprepared for Be Prepared.
Look at you. Mm-hmm. All about the puns.
But that Baby Pumbaa, though, was really, really cute.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on. JJ also reached out to us on Instagram, JSquare3. Can they stop with the remakes and sequels? How about an original story? Is there no more creativity at Disney?
I think a lot of people feel this way.
Yeah, bold statement, but
Yeah.
fair enough. It's a country divided now between people who are liking the remakes and people who are not liking the remakes. What do you think? Where are you landing on the whole should they, shouldn't they?
I mean, if we're going with averages,
Yeah.
I'm against it because they have not been clicking with me
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah, I think when they succeed is when they change it up, when they change the story a little bit.
Yeah.
Except for Dumbo. I think let's just put Dumbo in the garbage and never talk about it again, right?
Yeah.
We can just agree that that's not part of the canon anymore.
Yeah.
It should be shot from a cannon
Oh
into
my.
a fire.
Wow.
Okay.
Dramatic,
but true. But yeah, I think when they remake it with a purpose and change the story a little bit and give a little bit more power to some characters that didn't have power before, et cetera, it is more successful. Whereas The Lion King didn't need to happen. So hopefully they're learning and growing as they go, and they'll just get better and better. But who knows? Who can say?
We'll see.
We shall see. Mulan, girl?
Mulan.
You in danger, girl.
Save us, Mulan. Save us. Derek, who you can find on Instagram at Derek_Sitch, said, so I saw The Lion King and here are my thoughts. Mm-hmm. The best part of the movie was the opening sequence. Crying emoji. The whole theater started cheering at the title screen. What a great opening. I couldn't believe how amazing everything looked. After that, I'd say the movie plateaued at a solid 7 out of 10. There wasn't really a logical way to truly capture some of the zany, colorful sequences like I Just Can't Wait to Be King, but I actually enjoyed the way they made Simba and Nala's escape easy to follow and made a bit more sense than the animated version's wild and crazy take on it. I also loved Timon and Pumbaa. Big highlights. I was a little underwhelmed by Nala and Simba's reunion, though. It seemed a bit rushed to me. Overall, it was not bad, but definitely doesn't keep my attention like the original.
Well, that was a full dissertation.
He's actually submitting that as his college thesis. Mm-hmm.
listen, it was good. Okay, I appreciate that you wrote to us, but I don't agree with you at all.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just kidding. No,
That's the banana Jodie's Foster talking.
that is the banana Jodie's Foster talking. No, I actually appreciate when people can tease out some things that they like from a movie that was controversial.
Yeah.
I just don't think we found, you and I mean, enough joy in the movie to warrant teasing out a lot of positivity from it.
Sure.
So I appreciate these listeners who are letting us know some highlights from the movie. So thank you for doing that.
Yes, thank you, Derek, and thank you, Devin and JJ and Philip, for your thoughts on The Lion King.
Now that we've spent a full hour talking about The Lion King yet again, let's talk about some more movies, Adam. We've got some anniversaries this week.
Fantastic.
I'll start, as usual, with the youngest one of the group.
Okay.
Coming in at 1 year old.
Oh, my.
Christopher Robin
I haven't seen it
is
yet.
turning 1 year old on August 3rd.
Have you seen it?
I did see it. I watched it on the airplane to Disney, of course.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Okay.
It wasn't a necessary movie, but it was cute, and it held my attention, and I love the Winnie the Pooh characters.
Yeah.
And they did a good job with them in this movie. I was worried that they were going to ruin them.
Yeah.
But they were cute, and I liked it.
Okay, I need to check that out. I think it's streaming now, too. I think it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix now.
Okay.
And any chance to look into Ewan McGregor's eyes is a good day for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happy anniversary, Christopher Robin.
Happy anniversary.
Moving on, 29 years old, released on August 3rd, 1990, DuckTales, the movie Treasure of the Lost Lamp.
Oh, my gosh, another one I haven't seen.
You haven't seen it?
No, I was just kind of on the cusp of being a bit too old to watch DuckTales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You had a very unfulfilling childhood.
It's true.
Because DuckTales was the shiz.
I've seen episodes, but I just wasn't as invested as I think you were.
I was very invested in DuckTales.
I just have a more of a mature mind overall.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I think you mean older mind. Older and cobwebbier.
Cobwebbier.
That's one of the ducks, I think. Cobwebby. So DuckTales, like I said, turns 29 years old. Did you know that Rip Taylor is in this movie? He plays the genie.
Rip Taylor.
Yeah, it was the gayest genie in the world.
Did he throw confetti, the genie?
I think he did a couple of times.
I mean, they better have utilized that.
His catchphrase, I believe, was "Shablooey." He said it about 37 times in the movie.
Isn't that the same thing that you say when you...
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Christopher Lloyd is also in this movie.
Oh, wow.
He plays Murloc. So the movie is basically Aladdin with ducks.
Okay.
And so Murloc is sort of the Jafar character.
Got it.
And that's Christopher Lloyd's voice.
And what year did this come out?
1990.
So it was before Aladdin.
It was before Aladdin.
Interesting. This was like their warm-up, their trial run for
Kind
Aladdin.
of, actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah, because Aladdin didn't come out that long afterwards then.
I kind of wish Rip Taylor had been the actual genie in Aladdin.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, don't I?
Well, I mean, it would have been an LGBT experience. An LGBT plus experience, if I'm accurate.
I hope that's what people say about our podcast, too.
They don't. They're like, are they gay? And I'm like,
Are they gay?
You can't tell, can you, grr?
Are they gay? Oh, that was a good one.
Thank you so much. That was me indicating that I am, in fact, gay with a tongue pop.
Nice.
Did it work?
Nope. It happened.
Still straight. Now that we've established that we're both gay, let's move on to the next movie, which features Paul Rubens.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a good segue.
Yeah.
Right? Is it? Is he gay?
No.
Oh.
He's not.
Sorry, Paul Rubens. I just fully outed you on the podcast.
Put him back in.
Get back in the closet, Paul Rubens.
Not even in the closet. He's just in the hallway or the living room.
Stay heterosexual.
He's fully out in the front lawn, man spreading.
Oh, well.
Drinking a beer.
That's a problematic term for Paul Rubens. We should move on. So he was in a movie 33 years ago, which was released on July 30th, 1986, Flight of the Navigator.
Oh, Flight of the Navigator, yeah.
What a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
We need to rewatch this one for a live action take two, don't you
Yeah, that
think?
would be interesting to do, yeah.
I wonder if it still holds up. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I'm going to guess no. No.
One can never say.
This was Disney's whack at an E.T. style movie.
It sure was. It sure was. It was no E.T. because that is the best movie of all time.
Amazing.
It is my very favorite movie in the whole world.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
But this was a great movie too.
Yeah.
Very funny, very action-oriented, very cerebral as well. Like a lost kid falls asleep and wakes up like 20 years later.
Yeah.
Creepy. And he hasn't aged.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy.
I pray every night when I fall asleep that I don't age when I wake up.
It's not working, Adam. It's not working. So happy anniversary, Flight of the Navigator.
Happy anniversary.
So we've learned that we are gay.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned that Paul Rubens is not gay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we can learn in the news. You don't like that transition?
That is the transition.
Listen, that's all the information we have for you today, folks.
Here we go. Last week, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige took to the stage in Hall H at Comic-Con International in San Diego to announce its slate for feature films for the next 2 years, also known as Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and to share exciting information about the studio's offerings coming to Disney+.
Don't you just love Hall H? It's my favorite hall.
Neither of us have ever been, Patrick.
Ugh.
Yep.
Fine.
Feige announced Marvel Studios' The Eternals cast, which includes Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Selma Hayek, and Angelina Jolie, among others.
Wow.
That's quite a cast.
Yeah, it is.
The Eternals will open on November 6th, 2020. Switching to Disney+, Feige talked about the original series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which, as we know, will star Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. Feige revealed that Daniel Bruhl will return as the villain Baron Zemo. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier will debut on Disney+ in the fall of 2020.
Exciting.
Next, Feige introduced Simu Liu as the title role of Shang-Chi in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It was also announced that Awkwafina would be playing a yet-to-be-disclosed role in the film, and that the real Mandarin will appear in the film. We previously saw a Mandarin imposter played by Ben Kingsley in Iron Man 3. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings will open on February 12th, 2021. Feige then gave the audience an update on WandaVision, Patrick.
Such a weird title.
The original series coming to Disney+, starring Paul Bettany as the Vision and Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. Feige announced that newcomer Teyana Paris will be joining the series as a grown-up version of Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel. Remember the little girl from Captain Marvel?
Sure do.
Well, she's going to be all grown up in this series. WandaVision premieres on Disney+ in spring 2021. Feige announced that the Disney Plus series Loki, starring Tom Hiddleston, will appear on Disney Plus in spring 2021. Feige then introduced the second Doctor Strange film called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. He also surprised the audience by announcing that Elizabeth Olsen, who plays Scarlet Witch, would be in the film. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness opens on May 7th, 2021. Feige then turned to the first animated series in the MCU called What If, which is being created exclusively for Disney+. Feige touted that many of the actors from the MCU would be participating in the series as voice talent. He also introduced Jeffrey Wright as the voice of the Watcher in the series. What If premieres on Disney+ in summer 2021. Feige then announced that the Disney Plus original series Hawkeye will premiere on the streaming service in fall 2021 and will include the character Kate Bishop along with the star Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. You love him. Next up, Feige introduced Thor, Love and Thunder, the fourth film in the Thor franchise, and stunned the audience by announcing that Natalie Portman will return to become Mighty Thor, the goddess of thunder. Thor, Love and Thunder will open on November 5th, 2021.
Don't love that title. Don't love it.
Well, Taika Waititi's directing it again, so it will definitely have comedic elements to it. So maybe they'll kind of roll with that kind of style from Ragnarok.
I'm hoping with a title like that, they decide to form a band called Love and Thunder, and that's what it's about.
Well, why not? Feige announced that Black Widow, the first feature film of Marvel's Phase 4, will open on May 1st, 2020, and will feature Scarlett Johansson reprising her role as Natasha Romanoff, and featuring newcomers David Harbour from Stranger Things as Alexei, a.k.a. the Red Guardian, and Rachel Weisz as Melina.
Oh, I love her.
I love her too. Feige then shocked Hall H with the announcement that Marvel Studios will be producing a new Blade film. No date is set on that film. In addition to all of those announcements, Patrick, we learned that Phase 4 would also include Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, and a rebooted Fantastic Four.
So they're not banking too heavily that the Marvel Universe is going to do very well.
Can you believe all of these announcements? It's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy town. I'm worried this is going to be a little bit of a Marvel overload, though. The way that Star Wars was for a hot second.
Yeah.
They've been doing good with Marvel, obviously. So I'm sure I'm wrong in this, but it seems like a scotch too much.
Just keep in mind, too, that this is over the course of several years.
Yes, of course.
And across platforms. It's not only feature films, it's also shows on Disney+.
Of course, yeah. So they are diversifying it a little bit, which is good.
Noticeably missing from the announcements was an Avengers film. They're not producing an Avengers film in Phase 4. And Feige said that was because he wanted Phase 4 to be about new beginnings.
Of course.
And of course, Endgame was such a terrific way to end the first iteration of the Avengers.
Oh, yeah, it was a perfect button.
So this is a great way to kind of introduce us to new characters and I would imagine kind of build the new team that will eventually become the new Avengers.
For sure. I'll be honest, I'm just going to watch Jeremy Renner. That's all I listened to. When you said his name, I blacked out for the rest of it.
So Hawkeye's your show.
Hawkeye's my show, and I also blacked out because I'm a little drunk right now from the Disney buzz.
They should just call it Hot Guy.
Ooh, I like that. Hey, Adam, let's talk about The Lion King some more. So, the newly reimagined version of The Lion King can now pride itself.
Oh,
do you see what I did?
Dear.
Do you like that?
Well, I didn't like it.
Okay, well, it can now pride itself, I'm going to try it again, on having the highest opening weekend box office for the month of July, coming in at $185 million domestically. So, joke's on us.
Yeah.
It did well. It did well.
Of course it did.
The previous record for July was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, which made $169.1 million in its opening weekend. Though the movie has gotten less than flattering reviews by us and many other people, and a low score of 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, the box office income came as no surprise. Though it's not a critic fave, fans have been raving about it at a much higher score of an 89% favorability. Pretty interesting.
I think it was in the New York Times. I saw an article where they said that are critics wrong about The Lion King? And I think it can be said they don't need to be wrong. Like, the audience can still enjoy it and the critics can still be critical of it.
Absolutely.
They don't need to be on the same level.
Yeah, I keep saying there's a difference between negativity and criticism.
Yeah.
And this is just full-on criticism, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not it's good or bad.
Right.
And people's enthusiasm doesn't have anything to do with how good or bad the movie is.
Right.
You know? So globally, the film's opening weekend total was $531 million. In other box office news, Avengers Endgame has officially taken over as the highest-grossing movie of all time. The current total is just over $2.79 billion and counting. The previous record was held by Avatar, which was released in 2009 and grossed $2.789 billion. So just shy of 2.79.
I'm happy about this.
You're happy it took over?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. They're absolutely going to re-release Avatar,
Well, yeah.
which will then push it back up to the highest grossing movie of all time.
I didn't think about that, but you're right.
So is there going to be a release war between Avengers and Avatar? That's the question.
The Na'vi against the Avengers?
I like it.
I'd like to see that battle.
Might need to be a movie.
Crossover!
I mean, I like that. So here are a few other box office records for Avengers Endgame, because I thought it was pretty interesting. It was the fastest movie to reach $500 million in just 3 days. That happened.
Wow.
It was the fastest to reach $1 billion, which happened in just 5 days. It was the fastest to reach $2 billion, which happened in just 11 days. And it had the highest opening weekend gross of $1.223 billion.
Wow.
This movie exploded all over everyone's faces.
Oh, gross.
What? I don't...
I think you missed a record, though.
Oh, what was that?
It also holds the record for the most attractive Chris's playing superheroes in a movie
Yeah.
at one time.
Yeah, and that is a tangible record that we can get our hands on.
Also tangible.
I'm going to get my hands all over
Yep.
that record.
All over that record and all over Captain America's butt.
Oh, boy. America's...
Some exciting new enhancements are coming to both Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Yes.
For the past few episodes, we've been announcing new experiences coming to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Disney really seems to be plussing the separately ticketed event this year, and last week we learned that Mickey's Boo to You Halloween Parade will also be getting a couple of additions. The Haunted Mansion unit... Do you want to touch that, Patrick, or should I continue?
I love a haunted unit.
Okay. The Haunted Mansion unit, featuring a float with the hitchhiking ghosts, will be joined by the bride, who will be gliding among the waltzing spirits. And a new Tomorrowland unit.
I love a unit today and tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And a new Tomorrowland unit brings The Incredibles and designer Edna Mode to the parade, followed by Buzz Lightyear and alien explorers on the surface of a planetary playset float.
Interesting. Those are some interesting units. What?
Disney also announced last week that Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party will also be getting plussed. In addition to the all-new fireworks spectacular, Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks, which we previously covered, the Tomorrowland Speedway will have guests cruising around a festive freeway filled with thousands of lights and stylized decor.
Gasoline and Christmas trees, a wonderful match. Well, don't bring a match there, because...
Don't do it. Don't do it. Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor will feature a new show for everyone visiting the Monster World during the party. Space Mountain will get a holiday overlay of dazzling lighting and high-energy holiday tunes. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Mad Tea Party in Fantasyland will feature new holiday lights and music. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party kicks off August 16th and runs select nights through November 1st. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party runs on select nights from November 8th through December 22nd, 2019. To learn more and to purchase tickets for the parties, visit DisneyWorld.com.
I love it. These are great ideas. I think that they should keep going forward with these holiday overlays.
Anytime you can kind of add on to these parties, you should do it, right?
Absolutely. I just want to be fully overlaid.
And underlaid.
Over and over again.
Sideways laid.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
This seems to be a DuckTales-themed episode, Adam.
Okay.
Because, according to Entertainment Weekly, a promotional poster was released at the San Diego Comic-Con for the Disney Channel cartoon DuckTales. Woo! And according to the poster, a host of classic Disney and Disney Afternoon characters from the 90s will be making appearances in the newest season of DuckTales.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's super cute. Have you seen this poster?
No.
It's really cool and fascinating of what they might be doing for this new season.
Uh-huh.
So featured on the poster are Daisy Duck, Goofy, all three of the three Caballeros, Chip, Dale, Gadget, and Monterey Jack from Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, Kit and Molly from Tailspin, and Gosselin Mallard and Darkwing Duck from Darkwing Duck.
Very interesting. I wonder if they're doing this to kind of promote some of the upcoming projects that Disney's planning on releasing. Like, we know that they're working on a Chip and Dale's Rescue Ranger feature film.
That's true. That's true. And I wonder if they're going to just do some crossovers and hopefully those characters can maybe spin off into their own remakes of cartoons.
Sure.
I would love to see a remake of Darkwing Duck.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be very cool.
Yeah, and you know that Disney Plus is going to be looking for new content to add to the streaming site. So maybe this is kind of their way of trying out things and seeing how they're going to land or stick, or people are going to be interested in a spin-off series of characters that were already spun off. A respin.
That's true. They spin us right round, baby, right round.
Like a record player?
Right round, round, round.
Anyone under 30 has no idea what we're talking about right now.
That reminds me of Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the Mary, Adam.
I think I'm the Mary.
I'm the Mary. I invented Post-its. I'm just going to keep quoting that movie.
All right, Patrick, so I've talked about Halloween and I've talked about Christmas at Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
So I might as well move right on to New Year's Eve.
Uh-oh.
Guests can ring in 2020 with one of several fabulous New Year's Eve events at Walt Disney World Resort.
Tell me all about them.
3 rooftop restaurants are offering amazing views of fireworks spectaculars as part of their parties. Disney's Coronado Springs Resort will be hosting Feliz Año Nuevo, a New Year's Eve party at Toledo Tapas Steak and Seafood, the new rooftop restaurant at the top of Gran Destino Tower.
Your Spanish was flawless, Adam. Flawless.
Thank you, Senorita Loken. She was my high school Spanish teacher.
Aww.
The celebration will feature a savory menu inspired by traditional Spanish New Year's Eve cuisine, an eclectic flamenco guitarist, and a DJ in Dahlia Lounge who will lead the New Year's countdown. Disney's yet-to-open Riviera Resort will host Mezzanotte at Topolino's, an Italian masquerade. How was my Italian?
Real bad.
Yep. This Italian masquerade ball will feature an exciting DJ, champagne toasts, traditional musicians, and vocalists from the Italian Riviera, a buffet, a la carte tapas-style dishes, and action stations where Disney chefs create your dish right in front of you.
I love an action station.
And Disney's Contemporary Resort is hosting Elegant Evening Under the Stars at California Grill. The evening will feature, as Disney Parks blog puts it, decadent delicacies as you mingle with a host of eccentric personalities.
What does that mean?
This means I would not attend this party is what that means. Eccentric personalities?
So it's just going to be me there.
They're reviving Andy Warhol.
And Rip Taylor.
It will also include sleight of hand magic and a portrait artist.
Okay.
In addition, several resort hotels and restaurants are offering special events for the holiday. Disney's Contemporary Resort is also hosting Countdown to Midnight, a New Year's Eve celebration featuring sensational cuisine, live music, dancing, and unique photo opportunities in the resort's Fantasia Ballroom. As a special add-on to the Countdown to Midnight, you can book a pre-party reception at the Contemporary's Ink and Paint Club, offering a private area throughout the evening, and after 11 p.m., an exclusive outdoor private viewing of the Magic Kingdom Park fireworks, complete with desserts and a champagne toast.
I love private viewings.
You're all over these asides today that are just verging on inappropriate.
I like to be private when I view the fireworks. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to continue.
You're very disgusting.
The Contemporary is also hosting the family-friendly Pixar Party, a New Year's celebration featuring favorite Pixar characters, an interactive DJ, boot camp with Sarge, and a Pixar-inspired buffet with dishes like ratatouille, white cheddar baked mac and cheese, slow-roasted beef tenderloin, and creme brulee tarts.
Num-nums.
Atlantic Dance Hall, your favorite location, Patrick,
it sure is
hosting Disney's Boardwalk Countdown to 2020, featuring a live DJ, party hats and horns, a confetti drop, a light bite menu with savory and sweet eats, and a complimentary champagne toast at midnight.
Confetti drop. That should be my new drag name.
That should be Rip Taylor's drag name.
Confetti drop.
Confetti drop. Also on the boardwalk, Flying Fish will be hosting 2 seatings for a multi-course prefix menu, the second of which features a sustainable seafood tower and an intermezzo.
A fish tower, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Sounds amazing and will smell equally as amazing, I'm sure.
Yeah, sounds fishy.
Oh, and last but not least, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa will be hosting 2 celebrations, one at Narcoossee's featuring a waterside dinner with a 3-piece band and dance floor, and one at Victoria and Albert's featuring a champagne reception, degustation wine dinner, and a live harpist.
Oh, watch out.
For more information on any of these incredible New Year's Eve events, visit DisneyWorld.com or call 407-WDW-DINE. Which event are you going to attend, Patrick?
Well, you know how I love a live harpist.
Yes.
I can't decide between that and a seafood tower.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 2 things that really, really pull at my heartstring.
I'm all in on the seafood tower, and by that I mean I will climb inside the seafood tower and eat my way out.
Gross. Adam, what do you say we end the news with some food news?
Okay.
I love food news.
Yeah.
And the Magic Kingdom is delivering some magical food news for us.
Okay.
So some new and limited release food items have been popping up in the Magic Kingdom just in time for our August trip. So here's a quick rundown of what's available. At Auntie Gravity's Galactic Goodies in Tomorrowland, you can get a 2319 cone, which is in reference to code 2319 in Monsters, Inc., where you have touched a human's article, I guess, basically.
Right.
So the treat is inspired by that big orange monster who had a sock stuck on his back for the movie.
Yeah.
It's an orange sugar cone with mango vanilla swirl soft serve, sprinkles, and a sock-shaped cookie right on the ice cream.
That sounds good.
It sounds really refreshing, actually.
Yeah, it does.
I have to say. At Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe in Frontierland, you can get the Mickey Dome Cake, which is a chocolate, flourless cake with spicy chocolate mousse and a creme brulee center, covered in chocolate ganache and topped with chocolate ears.
If it doesn't have flour, it doesn't have carbs. Did you know that?
So it's healthy.
Yeah.
It's health food.
It's a health cake.
That will be available through September. So if you want one, we should get one in August.
Okay.
At the Sunshine Tree Terrace in Adventureland, you can get Red's Revenge, which this name has a very Menzies sound to it.
It sure does.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yep.
But it's in reference to Red, the pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a float, much like the Dole Whip float, but it has strawberry soft serve and Fanta strawberry soda and a chocolate pirate hat.
I'm going to pass on that one.
Actually, I love strawberry and I love Fanta strawberry soda, so this might be right up my alley. Right at my back alley.
Oh, dear.
Red's Revenge. At the Jungle Navigation Company Skipper Canteen, you can now order a new appetizer, the Pao de Queillo, which is a gluten-friendly cheese bread served with chimichurri cream cheese. Num-nums.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can order the Tropical Serenade Sangria, available in 3 different flavors. These all sound really good. There's a Frosty Pineapple, which has pineapple, apple, and Prosecco. The Cerulean Blue, which has Riesling, orange, and I have to believe blue Curacao, but they didn't mention that because it has to be blue somehow.
Sure.
And then there's the Pineapple Passion Fruit, which strangely has pineapple and passion fruit in it with Prosecco.
Maybe we should do dinner here the night we're at the Magic Kingdom.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I'll take one each of those sangrias,
Yeah,
please.
good idea. So rounding out the foods in the Magic Kingdom, Casey's Corner has brought back the foot-long hot dog, which comes in bacon macaroni and cheese or chili cheese, and you can now get a plant-based hot dog with a potato bun.
Thank God they brought this back, Patrick. People were very upset.
People were throwing fits, let's just say.
Yeah.
It was a real mess for a while.
And rightly so. I mean, the world is burning. But if Casey's doesn't have a foot-long hot dog,
What are we going to do?
yeah, there's no way to recover from that.
How can I go on?
Russians.
Last but not least, these are 2 of my favorite ones that I might have to get while I'm there, are some Tangled-themed items. There's a Tangled Wall Eclair at Pinocchio Village House, which is super cute. It's basically an eclair, but it's dressed up like Rapunzel.
Cute.
The best princess of all.
The topping is hair.
And there is a Tangled Lost Princess cone with lemon Dole Whip at the Storybook Treats.
Cute.
Super cute, super cute. Any of these strike your fancy?
I'd say everything but Red's Revenge has jumped out at me as something I would put down my mouth.
Fair enough, which I think Red's Revenge sounds really good. So we are in 2 different places on this one.
That's okay. You can have it. And I'll double down on the Mickey Dome cake.
I feel like you might die if you have more than one of those. So you should have 3.
Rude.
What? Oh.
So, Patrick,
Yas, Adam.
in about 2 weeks and some change, we're going to be heading down to Walt Disney World
So excited.
during one of the hottest times of the year.
It sure is.
What were we thinking?
We were thinking we can't live without Disney.
Right.
We don't care about our bodies
Right.
or emotional well-being. So may as well do it.
You're right.
Yep. Let's be clear.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Also, GayDayS.
Also, GayDayS.
Got to go down for GayDayS.
GayDayS Orlando.
But because we're heading down during one of the hottest times of the year, one of the stickiest, most uncomfortable times of the year.
Now I'm just aroused.
Oh, I thought this was a great opportunity for us to have a discussion.
Oh, I love it.
Where we talk about ways to kind of beat the heat at Walt Disney World.
Gotta beat that heat, man.
You know when things just get too hot and you can't take it anymore?
Yeah.
What do you do?
You leave.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's all I have written down. Go
Just
home.
leave. Board a flight and head back.
Come back to Minnesota.
Yeah. No, but there are some really great ways that you can kind of take a break
Yes.
or grab a treat or cool down when you're in the parks.
Just cool off, won't you?
Yes,
And you and I have been in the parks when it's very, very hot before.
we have.
So we do have a little bit of expertise when it comes to beating the heat. And we come from a state where it actually gets very hot here in the summer in Minnesota.
That's right. I think people think that Minnesota is just always covered in snow, but we actually experience extremes, right? So we go
Absolutely.
from very, very cold in the winter to very, very hot and humid in the summer.
We get about 2 to 3 weeks of not snow.
Yep.
And those 2 to 3 weeks are 105 degrees
Yep.
and humid as AF.
Yep.
So let's bring our knowledge of beaten and heaten.
Oh my.
What? to our GDTD listeners.
Let's do that. And Patrick, why don't you kick us off with your first tip on how to beat the heat at Walt Disney World?
Boy, have I got a tip for everyone out there. You're not going to touch that one, are you?
You are really...
Drunk. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I was going to say you are really beating these to death, but Keep it up.
Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to get worse because you know how I'm into facials?
Okay.
My first tip is to bring facial wipes with you.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I would have never have thought about this.
Listen, they are a lifesaver. And Target actually has a brand. There's many brands out there, but Target has its own brand of facial towels that are really inexpensive and work really well. They don't have alcohol in them, so they're not going to burn your skin.
That's key.
Yeah, they're just really moisturizing and cooling towels, and they save your life. I also love the Yes to Cucumbers brand, which I often purchase.
Sure.
They also make travel-sized versions of those, so you can just pop them in your backpack and bring them into the parks. And then along those lines, if we're just keeping it facials right now,
Or facial focused.
facial focused, I also bring with me, I am a diva, I bring this peppermint misting spray that you just spritz it on your face.
Or as Jack would say, you just spramp your face.
Spramp your face with it.
Yep.
Spray, delay, and walk away.
Yes.
With the peppermint misting spray. And it both energizes you and just cools your whole body down.
And your face smells like a stick of gum afterwards, too.
It sure does.
Delicious.
Yeah. So I recommend doing those right away in the morning just to like start your day out well, and then do it throughout the day as well. And I like to bring some fun spa stuff with me anyways.
Sure.
So after my day is done, I go home, I give myself a real good facial, give myself a bubble bath, and just relax and get the heat off of you.
So inappropriate, Patrick.
I'm not inappropriate. And if anyone wants to join me, I will be serving facials in my room.
Oh my gosh.
I'm talking about the face masks, Adam.
I'm most excited to go down with you because I'll just demand that you spramp me with the peppermint spray at any given moment during the day.
Patrick, peppermint.
Yes.
And I'll just...
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
Thank you so much. What about you? What's your first tip?
Well, my first tip is a big one and probably one that's very obvious to a lot of people.
Okay.
But if you're staying on property,
Yes.
take a frickin' break.
Yeah.
Go back to your resort. Go for a little swim.
Yeah.
Take a 15-minute snooze, hop in that shower, get refreshed, and then back to the park with you.
Let's be honest. After about 3 hours in that heat, you stinky.
Yeah.
You're gross.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Yeah.
And take a bath.
And I know a lot of people are like, go, go, go when they're at Disney and they want to hit everything and do everything and stay in the park all day.
Yeah, especially if it's your first time there. I get it.
Sure, I understand that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when it's this hot and this kind of oppressive, I think it's really important to take that break and to kind of recharge because you will have a much more enjoyable evening experience in the parks if you do that.
I'm laughing at the word oppressive. It's just a funny way to say it, but it's absolutely accurate.
And the older I get, the more I need this break. I'm a rope dropper. We've talked about how we're both morning people. So I love getting up. I love rope dropping in the parks. I like to spend 4 to 5 hours there in the morning.
Yeah.
And then hightail it back to my resort, go for a swim, always just a quick cat nap,
Yeah.
shower, and I'm fully refreshed for the evening. And I have a fantastic time in the evening then.
That's a really good point and really good tip as well. I'm going to follow up with that with a less is less tip.
Okay.
And I'm talking about clothing.
Oh, sure.
A lot of people I've seen in these hot days at Disney are wearing jeans or thick shoes or just not appropriate clothing. And folks, I get it. We all have our hang-ups with our bodies.
Yeah.
We all do. But at Disney, not one person cares. I promise you. Do not wear jeans on these hot days. You are going to be so swampy where you don't want to be swampy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Gross.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Don't do it. Throw on some shorts, won't you? Along those lines, I actually love to wear swim shorts while I'm there.
Oh, sure.
I've purchased a couple of sort of fashionable swim shorts that look like just everyday shorts.
Yeah.
But they're for swimming and they dry off super quickly. And I think to the benefit of most people around me, I'm going to be honest with you, I like to go commando in them as well.
How is that benefiting people?
I think we all know that the closer you can get to my treasure.
Oh, man.
What?
Wow. We are going to have people running from us at GayDayS. They are going to be running from us, Patrick.
Disagree. How very dare you? No, it's been a lifesaver a lot, honestly, because it's just the less clothes that you can possibly wear appropriately.
Yeah.
Let's keep it tasteful. The better off you're going to feel, because we all know that layers and layers and layers are not helpful and super uncomfortable. So just don't do it. Just wear very comfortable, light, flowy, water wicking, easy drying clothes.
Yeah, use that technology that they've built into clothing now to your advantage. Wear sports style clothing There's even clothing now that cools you as it dries, and that's fantastic.
Absolutely, absolutely. And fellas out there, if you're with me, just skip the manties altogether. Just don't put them on that day.
Oh, I hate that word. I really hate that word.
Sorry about it.
How about this for a tip?
Okay.
Find as many water attractions you can in the parks and just hit them on repeat.
I mean, they feel so good.
They do.
They cool you down.
Yeah. And if you can find a water ride that also incorporates air conditioning at times, jackpot. I'm specifically talking about Splash Mountain in Magic Kingdom.
For sure.
That one is kind of a phenomenal attraction in that, yes, you will be outside for some of it and be baking in the sun.
Yeah.
But then you enter those cool show buildings with the air conditioning, and then you get that great splash at the end.
I love a splash at the end.
There's also the Casey Jr. Splash and Soak Station at Magic Kingdom. And don't be afraid to hop in there as an adult. Why not?
Anybody can go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's also those Adventureland totems.
Oh, yeah.
That missed you in Adventureland.
They feel really good.
They feel great. In Animal Kingdom, there's the Kali River Rapids, which is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you don't get wet, and sometimes you can get soaked on that.
Yeah, it depends.
There's also the plants in Pandora that will mist you in Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fantastic. And Epcot actually has misters around the park.
They do. They have these little misting pads, I think they're called.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, and they have splash pads too.
They
Epcot.
Sure do.
So take advantage of those attractions that will get you wet and those experiences that you kind of just walk into. Take a moment, take a breath, and cool down with that water or mist.
Good idea. Along the lines of what you were talking about earlier about taking breaks when you need them, I think that's key. And you don't even have to go back to your hotel to take a break.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking make a lunch reservation for just after lunch. Do it at around 1 p.m.
Yep.
Because that is when it's the hottest it's going to be probably for the day.
Yep.
And a lot of people have already eaten lunch, so it's not too hard to get a reservation for around 1 or 2 o'clock. And then you're in an air-conditioned, relaxing environment for about an hour and a half at least, for however long it takes you to eat your lunch.
Yeah, and hopefully there's cocktails there too.
Hopefully there's cocktails. Or sit down in one of the show buildings. I'm thinking Country Bear Jamboree.
Absolutely.
Finding Nemo, Lion King, Little Mermaid, Frozen. There's tons of shows to see throughout the parks. And just sit down in those because they usually last at least 10 to 15 minutes, if not sometimes a half hour. And that is a much needed just sit down break. Or head on over to Disney Springs. Yes, you'll be walking around, but there's so much shopping in and out that you're going to get those refreshing moments of cool air throughout the afternoon. So go to the park in the morning, go to Disney Springs or back to your hotel or wherever in the afternoon, and then come back at night when it's cooler again.
That was on my list too, Disney Springs.
Yeah.
I think if you can be liberal with your time in Disney World, if you have a lot of time there, why not take in a movie? If it's just so hot, there's the movie theater at Disney Springs.
Which you can order cocktails and food in.
Magical.
There's
also a ton of restaurants, obviously, so if you do want to take that midday break and have that break be your lunch, head on over to Disney Springs and sit in some air conditioning and enjoy some delicious food.
Yeah, you'll always find a place there because there's so many restaurants that you will get a reservation somewhere.
And there's also the newly reopened NBA experience.
Oh, yeah.
Which is enormous. And even if you're not a basketball fan, we're all fans of guys in basketball shorts.
Obviously.
It's win-win. Air conditioning and guys in shorts.
I mean, you can't lose.
Cannot lose. And since we're talking about taking time outside of the parks to cool off, how about those water parks?
How about those water parks, though?
There's Blizzard Beach and there's Typhoon Lagoon.
That's right.
So if you're not inclined to use your resort pool or want a much larger pool experience, hit one of the water parks.
They're really great. I personally have not been to the water parks. I'm not much of a water parks person.
Yeah.
But I would go to the Disney ones if it was on my schedule or if I had time to do it because they look really fun and there's tons of places to sit under some umbrellas so you're not always in the sun. Some people think water park and think, oh, I'm just going to be outside the entire time.
Right.
I'm going to get burnt. But they do a really good job from what I've seen of keeping you shaded while you're there.
And don't forget, too, about the attractions at the water parks, too. There's character meet and greets, and some of the slides that they have at the water parks are almost like rides, right? There's some extreme, intense experiences there.
In fact, I think one of them's called like a water roller coaster.
Scary.
And there's hot dudes without shirts, so...
Oh, all those dad bods.
That's a good attraction for me.
Heck yeah.
I've also, Adam, listed some products that you might want to bring with you, or you can purchase there in the parks that will keep you cool.
Give me that list.
Thank you. They look crazy, and people holding them look crazy, but those misting fans that you can buy, have you used one before?
I have used one before.
They work, man.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
They are awkward AF.
Yes, they are.
They are so large,
Yes.
and I don't want to have a strap on my shoulder with
No.
like my misting fan, but I totally agree. They totally work.
They totally work. Just have one person purchase it and like spray your friends down, and then they can spray you down.
Or save some money and buy it beforehand and then bring it into the park with you, because you are allowed to do that.
That's true. I think they're like $25
They're
in the parks or
expensive,
something,
yes.
whereas you can get one at like a Target for $5 probably.
Yeah. Yep.
But they work really well. Also, the cooling towels, I love these and cannot recommend them enough. And while you have them, just grab some ice from those water buckets that they have. Not water buckets, but where they put all like the sodas and the water bottles in. You're allowed to grab the ice that's in there and put it on your cooling towel, and then put the towel on your neck. It'll cool you down in seconds. And a fun fact from me is that if you wrap those cooling towels around your wrist, it's actually going to help cool you down a lot quicker, because it's on your pulse point and it's going to just shoot through your body a lot quicker than it would if you just like put it on your face.
I was doing some research into the cooling towels, and my main sticking point is that a lot of them are not cute, right? They're just not cute looking.
Yeah.
But there are some super cute Disney-themed cooling towels on Amazon right now.
Ooh.
Yes, there's one that's like Mickey through the years.
Cute.
And I want it.
You should get one.
Yeah, and I know how effective they are. They can really help you out on a hot day. Even if you throw that on your neck, you're going to protect your neck from the intense sun.
That's true.
And avoid that sunburn. So there's multiple uses for them, but yeah, they are incredibly effective.
Do you happen to know what the retail value is of those Disney ones?
I think they were around $15.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. And they are meant to be reusable, so it's not a one and done. You keep it forever, basically.
Yeah.
They're really good. Last but not least, for me, for products, this is kind of a funny one, but they work and they're pretty cheap. In the China Pavilion at Epcot, they have these really beautiful paper fans that are fairly inexpensive. I think they're under $10, and they actually help a lot, and they're very lightweight, and you have a souvenir to keep with you for your trip. And I think someone may have to fact check me on this, but I believe if you ask after you buy one, they will write your name in Chinese characters on the fan.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so you have a nice little souvenir from the China Pavilion and a fan that works really well and is not exerting yourself too much to cool yourself down.
Plus, you can use it to punctuate clever statements that you make and just like open it up when you say something funny and fan yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Dramatic.
You can keep each other from fainting, from a fainting spell.
I believe they also have paper umbrellas there, which probably wouldn't be a bad purchase on a hot, sunny day if you want to shade yourself.
Yeah, they do. If you want to throw some shade, you can get those little parasols. They don't shade you a ton, but they're cute.
Yeah.
And they work.
But you could also just bring an actual umbrella if you're fair-skinned like me.
Yes.
Probably not a bad idea.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, I just never bring one.
I mean, you should have one anyways because it rains a lot as well.
Good point. Yeah.
But I'm more of a poncho person than an umbrella person.
Me too. So aside from all of these kind of specific tips we've been giving you, there are some kind of more general tips we can give you, like stay hydrated.
Oh, of course.
Drink all of the water in the world.
Yeah, be sensible, folks. It's going to be very hot in these months, and you are going to get dehydrated. You will even in the regular months, because it is still warm and you're walking around a lot. It's just tip number one of being alive is hydrate yourself.
Take your water bottle with you, or if you visit one of the quick service locations, they will give you a complimentary cup with ice and water in it.
Absolutely. Just ask them for it, and they will happily give it to you or direct you to the nearest place where you can get that. So there's no excuse not to be hydrated.
That's right. Also, we've already mentioned take breaks, but slow down. We know you're at Walt Disney World and you want to rush around to the next attraction. You have a fast pass you need to get to, but take your time, because the minute that heat exhaustion kicks in, it takes a lot of time to recover from.
It's almost irreversible once it happens in that day. If it hits you too hard, you're done for the day. So don't ruin your day and take it easy.
And also take it easy on rides. I'll say from personal experience, when Matthew and I went last July, we went on Expedition Everest 3 times in a row. And after that third time in the hot sun, I was not doing so well.
Yeah.
I was struggling. And we had to stop, and I had to get some water, and I actually needed some food too to kind of pull me out of that illness from the heat and motion sickness.
Along those lines of Animal Kingdom, here's my advice. If you have a weather app and you're noticing that one day is going to be the hottest day of your trip, do not go to Animal Kingdom on that day. That park already is the hottest park in Disney World. Part of the reason is a lot of the trees and plants that they have actually produce more heat. And so the park itself is going to be very hot, though it is the most shaded park because of all those trees. It's insanely hot and and moist there as well.
I struggle to recall any time I've been to Animal Kingdom where I felt even a gust of wind.
Yeah.
There's no wind.
Not at all. There are quite a few shows that you can stop and watch, but I think just avoid that day if you have that luxury on the hottest day of your trip. Don't go there.
Also, you may want to avoid Toy Story Land in Hollywood Studios because there is absolutely no shade
There's
back there.
not a moment of shade to be had there. You cannot find it. Even when you sit down in the quick service area, the umbrellas aren't doing anything.
I will say because of that, though, the restrooms are extra crisp, and I love them in that land. Very refreshing.
They're cute, too.
Yeah.
I like the restrooms there. As a runner, I will say it is going to behoove you, if you are someone who needs to run every day, to be a morning person. Train yourself a week before you go, if you're not already a morning person, to wake up just as the sun is coming up or right before, and get your run in very early in the morning, because if you wait until the sun is fully out, it's going to hurt you. I promise you that. There's almost no training that can help you overcome the heat. And don't try to run if it's that hot out. That's just my opinion. People are far more advanced at running than I am and know what they're doing, so do whatever you need to do. But my advice is to get your run in before the sun comes up.
I like to get an extra Mickey waffle in before the sun comes up.
Listen, that is exactly the same thing.
Okay.
It's going to have the same benefits,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Also, just use the morning magic hours if you're staying on property to get in the bulk of your day at the park at that point.
Yeah.
It's going to be 20 degrees cooler, I think, if you try to get in all of those rides before noon.
Yeah.
You're going to just have a much better day. Or do it at night as well.
Split up that day.
I think
Split it up.
the theme is avoid the parks in the afternoon. If you can. If you can.
If you can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we've helped a lot of people today, Patrick.
I think we've helped one person,
Okay.
and that person is us. We are one person, apparently.
It's a good reminder for me, anyway,
Yeah.
to kind of talk about these points, because as the trip gets closer and closer, I tend to make my list of things I need to bring with me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an excellent reminder of what I need to include on my list to kind of maintain throughout the day.
It's true. And frankly, when I'm there in the parks, I'm not thinking about these things.
Right.
There are days that I've been in the park and go, it's 2:00. I haven't had a glass of water or anything to eat all day long. That is ridiculous. I need to force myself to hydrate and to fuel up, because it's just going to ruin my next day
Right.
if I don't take care of myself today.
Yeah. Well, we would love to hear from you. Any tips or tricks that you have for beating the heat in Walt Disney World? You can reach out to us on social media at GDTD Podcast.
And you can, of course, always email us at info@gaysdothed.com. So, Adam, if I don't get at least one picture of you holding a parasol, fanning yourself with cooling towels around both wrists and around your neck, it's going to be a miss. It's going to be a missed opportunity.
That's got to be someone's kink, right?
What?
Me holding a parasol and a fan and just wrapped in cooling towels.
Someone has been like, finally, they've addressed it. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Patrick.
Are you ready to quick D?
That's one of those air cannon
Oh, I
things
like
they
that.
shoot.
Wow, you're real not good at that.
But I am real good at quick D sometimes.
Depends on the day.
It really does.
How much you've had to drink.
That's right.
Fair enough. Fair enough. For those of you who don't know, Quick D is when Adam and I ask each other a question we've not been privy to prior to recording this episode, and we are going back to classic, original questions. Quick D.
That's right. Quick D Classic.
Quick D classic. Mm-hmm. Am I going first this time?
You are going first.
Have I got a Quick D for you?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So we earlier talked about all these new food items that are coming to the Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Adam, I need you to invent a brand new ice cream treat for Disney World.
Okay.
I need you to name it.
Yep.
What's its theme?
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like?
Okay.
And go.
It's called an ice cream manwich.
Okay.
And it is shaped like, well, in your instance, it would be Flynn Rider.
Fair enough.
But there's several options.
Okay.
Prince Eric,
Yeah.
Prince Naveen.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's 2 cookies.
Okay.
Yep. Shaped like your prince of your choice.
The full body or just a certain area?
The full body.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But it is anatomically correct.
Okay.
And it can be shortbread.
Yeah.
It can be chocolate chip.
Oh.
But the chocolate chips will be strategically placed on the cookie
Obviously.
in certain areas.
Maybe some sticky buns.
Maybe some sticky buns. Why not?
Why ever not?
A cinnamon swirl in just the right place.
Oh, I like that. So now, when I think of manwich, I think of a sloppy Joe mix.
Yeah, well, that's what you would think about. But this is different, Patrick.
Okay.
There's ice cream and not meat
Well, you don't...
in between the two cookies.
There might be some meat in there.
Sometimes there's meat between the two cookies.
Sometimes there's meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
I guess it could be make your own manwich.
Make your own manwich. A manwich bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a Build-A-Bear, but it's for anatomically correct ice cream cookie sandwiches.
Now, what flavor is, say, a Prince Naveen?
Prince Naveen would be chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not? He's so hot.
He is.
Maybe like a chocolate caramel.
Ooh.
Prince Naveen.
Maybe some spice in there, too.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Some Cajun spice.
Yeah, that sounds good. A little spice with my chocolate. Prince Eric is vanilla, let's face it.
Vanilla and fish.
There's an aquatic undertone
It's the
to
first
that sandwich.
fish oil ice cream.
Yeah, it's delicious and nutritious.
Good.
Your body needs it.
You got to get those omega-3 fatty acids.
What does Flynn taste like, Patrick?
Only I should know that.
Yeah.
No one else is going to know that. Probably waffles
Okay.
or like whatever you would cook in a skillet.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pancakes,
Yeah.
eggs,
Okay.
bacon.
Who doesn't love a breakfast ice cream?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Scrambled egg and bacon ice cream.
This sounds incredibly successful. I would be shocked if Disney doesn't have this as an option at quick service locations within a month.
Yeah, if it's not there when we're there in August, I am flipping a table.
Maybe we should just bring our own. Bring our own manwiches.
I always do. I always do.
All right, Patrick, it's my turn.
Uh-oh.
My turn to ask you a question.
I'm so scared.
You know, we talked about in our discussion ways to beat the heat while you're in Walt Disney World in the summer.
We sure did.
Well, Disney is opening a brand new water park, Patrick,
Oh, no.
as a way to beat the heat.
Yeah.
And they want you, Patrick, to theme it out for them,
Okay.
including some attractions within the park.
Mm-hmm.
What is the theme of the new water park? And just give me a couple of attractions that you can experience while visiting that water park.
Okay, I'm going to start with the grand reveal of the title.
Yeah, please. Why keep us waiting?
No, it's called Spurts. What?
Okay.
So many geysers are in this.
Yeah.
And when I say geysers, I mean GUI-zers.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's just a bunch of dudes just hosing you down.
You're not really going with an IP or intellectual property-based water park here. You're going with an original water park.
There's not a lot of intellect in this park. Is that what you're asking me?
I can tell already.
No intellectual anything is involved. Just guys with hoses.
Spurts.
Mm-hmm. Spurts.
Okay.
And the tagline is, spurts till it hurts. What?
So there's a little bit of pain involved if you want.
If you are so inclined, there is a adults only section.
There's an adults-only section at Spurts, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the C section.
Okay. The gross.
SEA.
Okay.
Jeez.
I mean, not that C-sections are gross, but I just don't associate them with a water park.
How very dare you go in that direction?
No, I just... Okay, so this might be a tough one for you, but what does the kids section at Spurts look like then if there's an adult section?
It's called Spritz.
Okay.
And it's just the kiddie version.
Spurts and Spritz?
Spurts and Spritz. And that's more, it's the misting pads.
Okay.
A kiddie pool.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Very boring. Get me to the seamen in the C section. Where they're hosing you down.
What are the seamen wearing?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Not a ton.
All right.
Well, they're carrying a hose.
Yeah.
And that's mostly it. The hose is wrapped around them.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And a hat. A sailor's cap. Because it's hot and you want to keep your face
So just
in the shade.
Just a hose and a hat on that seaman.
Just a hose and a hat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is a slogan for one of the t-shirts. A hose and a hat.
At Spurts.
Till it hurts. I think this is $1 million idea. I don't know about you.
I don't know if you could possibly attach a monetary value to this idea. And by that, I mean maybe shelve this one.
Oh.
Or workshop it. Put a pin in it for later.
I will work this over and over.
I know you will.
The casting sessions are happening tomorrow.
Oh. The post will appear on Craigslist in the man for man section.
Not anymore. They shut that down. Not that I would know. Not that I would know.
that will do it for this episode of Gays Do the D. Thanks for listening. To become a patron of the podcast, visit our website at gaysdothed.com/donate. For a donation of any amount, you can receive exclusive Gays Do the D content and help us continue to bring you the very best Disney news and discussion. Continue the conversation after this episode on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GDTD Podcast, and submit your questions or show ideas to info@gaysdothed.com. Have a great week, everybody. See you real soon.